This is a review for the Compass test. That is the placement test used by colleges to help decide which class a particular student should be placed in. Now, there's some issues with the Compass test. If you take it, you'll find that if you take it multiple times, sometimes it'll place you in this course, sometimes it'll place you in another course. I went through and took it 18 times, and I went in with different parameters. One time I went in with the mindset that I knew 80% of intermediate algebra, but I didn't know how to factor. 3 times it threw me into elementary algebra, and 1 time it threw me into college algebra. Now 80% retention from the intermediate algebra, pretty high. So I was running on the high side there. Most people maybe 60%, 66% is what they retain from intermediate algebra. But I just wanted to see if you don't know one basic skill, how does that impact you on this placement test? Well, if I went in with that same parameters and you knew factoring, then it would seem to consistently place me into college algebra. The idea of this review is not to give you a system to study for the test, so you can just pass it. If your knowledge has declined a little bit, but not too much, maybe you took Algebra 2 2 years ago, and you haven't had any math courses since, or you had it a year ago. Maybe you just need a little bit of review. You actually know most of it. It's just kind of fuzzy. So that's what this is for, is to give you that brief review. It's not meant to be a full lecture, so don't take it as that. I will point out where our full lectures are in case you do want to access them. Now, how you take this test, and I'll go over this again when I can show you the screen, but you go through pretending that you have no notes, no book or anything. Even if you have those at home, don't use them. Don't have anybody help you. If you don't know the answer to a question, leave it blank. The idea is to see what do you know? What do you need to study? Now, we'll find that the information on this Compass review is also the same information that will help you be successful in college algebra. So it kind of serves a dual purpose for that. And this will give you an idea where you need to go study off of. And there's brief videos, so you can watch those, kind of get that refresher. And then there's be some practice sheets for you to work on. And do as many problems as you need to get that comfort level down. Now, there'll be YouTube solutions out there also of how to work those problems. So if you do get stuck, you can go off and say, okay, yeah, that's it. That's how you factor that, or that's how you solve that equation.
Let's look at some of the results I received when I took the Compass test. I took it 18 times this one day, and some of these I had different parameters with. Some of them aren't probably worth mentioning. This one I answered as I remembered 75% of intermediate algebra, but did not know how to factor trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c, but did know GCF. The class they put me in is elementary algebra. I answered as I knew everything from intermediate algebra, nothing beyond, put me into college algebra. I tried my best and it threw me into Calc 1. Now this is the college algebra test in the Compass. The algebra is one I put the most effort on, most studying. One of them I tried my best, to me Calc 1. One, knowing everything from intermediate algebra threw me in college algebra. I'd expect that. Here's one where I was good at factoring, know everything from elementary algebra. That threw me into elementary algebra. This one, cannot factor at all, but know 80% of intermediate algebra. Threw me into elementary algebra that time. Cannot factor at all, know 80%. Threw me into elementary algebra. Cannot factor, know 80% of intermediate algebra. Threw me into college algebra. This one, cannot factor at all, know 80% of intermediate algebra. Threw me into elementary. This one, cannot factor, know everything from intermediate algebra, threw me in college algebra. Let's see, cannot factor, know everything from intermediate algebra except for linear inequalities in 2 variables, threw me in elementary algebra. This one knew everything from intermediate algebra except how to factor trinomials, threw me in elementary algebra. Now I went in, these are kind of interesting ones here. I answered as my average student in college algebra, based upon my perceptions of their skills. This time it threw me into elementary algebra. Then I answered as my average student in college algebra, but did not know trinomial factoring or distance formula. Threw me into intermediate algebra. Interesting results. And here's where I knew everything from elementary algebra, and it threw me into elementary algebra. Now, I think what's most important to note here is same parameters up here. This time I scored 37 on the algebra portion. Here's 27, and this one threw me into college algebra, and the algebra score is 72. And here, algebra was 45. So it's kind of all over the place. This shows the inconsistency of the test. It doesn't give everybody the same questions. It randomly picks problems. So one time through you may not get any factoring problems. Another time through you may get 2 or 3 distance formula problems. So it's kind of random that in that manner. Kind of throws you. I went over here and figured out which ones I had correct placement. And see yes, no, 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 yes, no, yes, no, 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 no. So you can see that most of the times it did not place me correctly. So it's a little bit flawed in that regard, and I don't know if I could write any better. I think I've claimed I could. You're just going to have discrepancies there. It's not going to work like you think. So this tool that I'm going to show you here is designed to help strengthen those skills you're just a little bit weak in. Because you can see up here, knowing 80% of intermediate algebra is pretty good. I wish my intermediate algebra students retained 80% of the data. So if they just knew how to factor, then it probably would have thrown them into college algebra. So this kind of gives you an idea. If you're coming from Algebra 2 and you know 80% of the course are just not very good at factoring, it may throw you in the lowest level. Now I know our scores, placement scores, are different than other colleges, so you can't compare this numbers. That 37 here throws it in elementary algebra. Your college may be different. Well, the site we're going to look at is www.mathheals.com. Once you get here, you'll see there's a compass review. If I click that, it'll bring up a little flash program. There's options here how to use this tool. That's the video you're watching now, so if you want to watch the video, you can come out here and click it. You can take the test. So if I click Take Test, comes up with a problem. There's going to be a certain number of them. As of this recording, there's 33. Now you want to sit there and take the test as if you had nothing beyond a scientific calculator in front of you. So don't get anybody to help you. Don't look in books. Don't look at your notes. You just want to take this and see what your knowledge is. Now this is, again, just a test for you to see where do you need to study at. So that's why it doesn't help you any if you have anybody work with you on it. Now you want to work this on a piece of paper. So I go through and work it, see what my answer is. Then I'll click this Show Answers, and it'll show the possibilities. And then you mark whichever one you think is the answer. So I click that one. It's not that one, but let's say it is. Then I'll click Next Question, and it'll go on to the next one. And you go work this, click Show Answers, you choose whichever one, and so on. Now as you go through, I'm just going to click Next Question on all these. Get to the end. Okay. There we go. It'll come up and tell you the areas that you need to review, and it'll say watch the corresponding videos. I didn't do very good. I got 0%. Looks like I have to do a lot of studying. So again, this lists all the different videos I want to watch. Now you can click the print to print it. Once you click done, it'll take you back to the main page here. Now I can click the watch review videos here, and it'll pop up with this page. Now each one's listed here, all the different types, and then there's a YouTube link here. If you click that, then it'll bring up the YouTube video. That's a short video explanation. It's not meant to be a full lecture. I'll show you where the full lectures are here in a minute. Now after you watch that, then there's some practice sheets here. There'll be problems. You can click the problems, and it'll bring those up, and you can print them off and then work them on a piece of paper. You can compare it against a key. Now, any you don't get right, you can come out here and watch the YouTube solution to see how to work it. Doesn't do you any good to have the key at home and you have no clue how to get to the answer. Because again, this is just a review, so you can get that knowledge. And then if you scroll down, you see all the different ones. Now, you probably, like I say, you don't need to watch the videos of the ones you already know. You're just trying to focus on the areas where you need to strengthen your skills. Now, that's where the watch review videos is. Back here, the practice sheets here, if you click that link there, it'll take you directly to this page. So you can go there. Now again, this isn't a way for you to bypass those classes if you really do need them. If you need to be in intermediate algebra, elementary algebra, then you should be. But if you just forgot one or two topics and you need to refresh your knowledge in that area, then that's what this is meant for. Because it's amazing what you forget. And if you took Algebra 2 a year ago, or 2 years ago, a lot of it's kind of probably gone away. But with some review, you may find it comes back real fast. And I have some students that are that way. And then I have some students that should start at the very bottom math-wise.